If you're an international student in the US and you're searching for a job, let me tell you, it is not easy. And I think you know better than me because you've been on the ground. You've been trying to search for jobs for months. Employers don't want to hire international students today. When they hire international students, they don't want to sponsor them. If you're getting into the H-1B cap exempt plane, there's its own problems over there. The job market is just all over the place. It's not going well. Today, I'm exposing the truth about jobs for international students and what you need to do to survive. Take a look at this chart right in front of your screen right now. This basically is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, their latest report that just came out about a month ago. And you would see between Jan 2022 and Jan 2025, the number of job openings. Job market went bad in 2022, if you remember. 2022, it was great. Since then, it's been continually dropping. In fact, the only time where we've seen a slight increase in the number of jobs is between July 2024 and Jan 2025, which is pretty much the same. There's hardly any difference whatsoever. So yes, the number of jobs have been reducing. On top of that, you see the number of hires also keep on reducing. Less and less students, less and less people are being hired. And on top of that, separations. Separations basically mean people who are laid off, removed, or sometimes they resign themselves and sometimes they're forced into resigning. All of that is basically separations, which are also somehow reducing slightly, but more or less you can see that the job market is not great. Let me discuss with you the sad reality of the situation. Take a look at this. I have here a ranked list of H-1B visa beneficiaries, the companies basically who got H-1B visas approved in 2024. These are the top 10. Amazon got 9,265 figures, Infosys 8,140, then Cognizant 6,321, so on and so forth. We have Google, we have TCS, we have Meta. All these companies have sponsored the maximum H-1Bs. The numbers are not as great as 2022, but they are what they are. But the sad reality over here is that when Amazon is hiring almost 10,000 people on an H-1B, getting them their H-1Bs essentially just in 2024, then what does it mean when Amazon creates massive tech layoffs? Some of the biggest ones we have seen where basically they have laid off entire teams in certain cases. Amazon has shut down filing for employment-based green cards. That's not happening. I-140s are not being filed right now. If you're from Amazon, you might have heard of this as well. Hell, you might be facing this exact situation right now. And this is not just happening with Amazon. This is happening all over the US in mostly almost every big company you can think of. So yes, the H-1B lottery is still a lottery. A lot of applications are going in, and maybe your small employer is allowing you to petition once. That is also, by the way, if you're very lucky. But still, even after you basically go ahead and somehow get through the position, especially through a big shark like Amazon, there's no guarantee. It doesn't matter if you get the H-1B, they don't mind firing you, removing you, or wiping off an entire department. Take a look at some of these student experiences. One we got from Reddit where the student says, our US company is not hiring international students. This guy is a PhD student. They have their OPT even. They have 3 years basically without sponsorship. STEM OPT also they have access to on top of that. Then they basically are about to complete their degree. It's about 2 years ago that this one was posted, by the way. And yet, even 2 years ago, when the job market was supposedly better than it is today, they were not able to find a job. They're talking about how they've racked up loans and how they'll face financial ruin when they go back to their country because clearly those loans have to be paid off. And the only way to do that is to work in the US, more or less. But this person who's in machine learning, 3.93 GPA, PhD student is not able to get a job. So people are commenting about how almost all of my international students are not able to get jobs, bad market, but it's not impossible. Some friends are coming up with internships at top companies. Another student who's a US native basically mentions that international students in my class had to apply to 10 times more positions to get essentially their first job as compared to someone like me who's an American person. And this is not just 2 years ago. This is happening right now. Another one over here for you 5 months ago. How could you get your first full-time job in the US as an international student? They're not able to get it as well. This is happening on a daily basis. And this is the story of hundreds of students' lives right now in the US. There's a big debt, a big loan on their head, and there's no employer in the story who's willing to sponsor. So what should you as an international student be doing right now? Or should you even completely skip your plans? No, don't waste time. Go and study overseas if you have to. That's fine because the market, who knows, tomorrow it might be worse, tomorrow it might be better. But the goal is that you should be prepared. And if you're prepared, I can tell you that almost every prepared person as of today who's watching this, they would have a job. First, you have to target the right companies. I would say that top employers are great. Meta, Tesla, Amazon, all these companies do sponsor the H1B. Yes, you can certainly target them, but don't narrow down jobs when you only look for the H1B sponsoring employers. That's the biggest mistake you could be making, because there are so many visas. If you have 2-3 years on the OPT, just like that person did on Reddit, what are you waiting for? Why are you not going for the companies that don't sponsor the H1B? Still, go for them. Get some sort of employment in your hands, get some money coming in, and you can go for visas like the O1 visa, which can be given to you on the basis of your merit. You can build your profile up in those 2-3 years, get the O1 easily. And in fact, people can build their profile up in 6 months and get that. And yet you could secure us in the US. It's time to be intelligent. It's time to learn more. And I have this video on my channel for the O1 where I tell you the end-to-end details about how the O1 can be done and how you can build a strategy for your particular profile. Hell, I'll give you a free cheat sheet when you sign up on YMGrad.com, using which you can build your profile up for the O1. So don't waste time over there. Target the right employers. Sometimes small employers can be better than the bigger ones. It depends on a field by field basis, depends on the market, and depends on your location. Next, and the biggest key to all of this, is referrals. Take a look at this post. I applied to hundreds of jobs before landing one at Tesla. I learned that referrals and connections are a better strategy than mass applying. Yes, I know people who have applied to 50, 100, 200 jobs and were able to get a job. Yes, it's possible. But those 50, 100, 200 jobs take a lot of effort, and yet there's no guarantee. However, even though with referrals there's no guarantee, but the chances, I would say, are much higher in my experience. Another one, just 6 months ago on Reddit, 1 year into unemployment, and I only learned this lesson: referrals are all that matters. And of course, I wouldn't go as far as to say that referrals are all that matters. You can't get a job without networking and referrals. There's a lot more about that. And, of course, people will say what they want. But at the end of the day, I would say that they are certainly very important. You should be investing your time, effort, energy in getting those referrals. Go to events, go network. Career fairs are one thing, but on top of that itself, there's many other events that you can go to, nearby universities, all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, we need to change with the times. 20, 30 years ago, H1B, EV2, EV3, this was the common pathway. Everyone was getting a green card. You just flock to the US, study over there, work for a couple of years, you have a green card in your hands. This is no longer the story, my friend. The American dream for an Indian person, Indian origin person, now has to change. You have to be smart. You have to get it on the basis of your merit, because that's what's working as of today. And we don't know if that's going to change until unless the immigration policies change, they change the caps, they change the lottery system. We don't know how it's going to change. But this is it for now. You may say that we're in a recession. You may say that the job market will improve 1 or 2 years later. We don't know what it's going to be like. But what we do know is that if you're following these strategies, along with your good grades, of course, you have a lot of projects, a lot of internships, a lot of contacts, you're networking a lot, you have a lot better chance of getting a proper job with a good salary, with a good pay as compared to anyone else. And I take 3 to 4 meetings per day with some of you guys. I know personally, looking at people, I can really see the difference between the resumes of people who are getting jobs versus the ones who are not. I can see who put in the effort and who didn't. And the purpose of this video is that you do. If you have questions or need help with your scenario, I'm more than happy to help. Go ahead on YMGrad.com. You'll see my chat window over there. Shoot me a message. I'm going to connect with you and we'll talk about how I can help. And apart from that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. My Instagram's in the description as well. You can reach out to me over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and take care until next time.